is that, you know, this is more probably of a living room type meeting, right? I mean, it's a more of a formal, you know, meeting space, but you know, it's not really office space. And so what, you know, we're trying to do is we want our leaders coaching, you know, outside the offices where employees aren't sitting in front of, you know, of the manager's desk. It's a very stoic type of an environment. And so these are informal, you know, coaching rooms. This is, you know, I had my performance review inside of here. You know, it's a much different experience than having your boss's office sitting across the desk, right? And so that's what these rooms are designed for. And then instead of us building 10, 12, 16 person conference rooms, and those conference rooms end up having to be somewhere around 16 by, you know, 20 or 16 by, 30 type rooms. These are 10 by 10. And so you can have a whole lot more meeting spaces that are smaller and more intimate than you can larger meeting spaces or larger conference rooms. It's really not how people interact as much.
COVID changed the layout and the design of the facility. So here we are on the first floor, or the ground floor, which is little utilized at this point compared to the other two floors. Explain the thought process.
So the thought process is one, Truliant didn't need to build out all the space, the 151,000 square feet to support our short-term and intermediate, you know, space planning needs. And so, but we did want to have built-out spaces on each floor. We purposely, you know, built this space out for future growth, and so only about 25% of it's built out. The other 75% is, you know, held, you know, to support, you know, Truliant's intermediate and long-term growth needs from the organization standpoint. One thing about COVID is when we started designing this location back in 2020, we didn't know the impacts that COVID would have on the working environment. What we knew is how we felt like employees wanted to work based off the feedback that they've given us, you know, some of the studies that we had read, and we knew what type of space that we felt like, you know, best fit our employees and the personality of Truliant. But what we didn't know is long-term the impacts that COVID would have, you know, from a hybrid working environment standpoint. We feel like that we adapted and accommodated that, you know, in the workspaces that you've seen upstairs on the second and third floor. This floor right here, we didn't know if we needed a large cafe area, so we chose not to do that. We didn't know what other type of amenities that Truliant would need, and so we chose not to build those. And so for us is that this space will get built out over time, but that's as the hybrid working environment continues to evolve.